Well, our speaker today, Sheila Maye, is an inspirational speaker, gifted with great creativity. And the secret is that her creativity extends beyond just speaking. She's also a creative gardener who loves to play in her own and other people's gardens too. As we have seen this week, she is a master at it. And our musician Delaney is a talented singer-songwriter. Her birth name is Eileen, not Delaney, but she took on the name Delaney to honor an angel who saved her life. So let's now relax and listen to Delaney sing her own composition, Angels. Mike's yours, Delaney.
When you're down and all alone, don't know where to go, is someone out there take you back home? Angels are here now. They want you to let them through. Angels are here now. You don't have to do anything at all but be you. You're on the street, no home, no soul to call your own. There's someone who cares, take you back there. Angels are here now. They want you to let them through. Angels are here now. You don't have to do anything at all but be you. It may not be what you dream, it's your last breath on the earth. Don't know when to go. Just reach out, they're there. Take you back home. Angels are here now. They want you
Good morning, everybody. And I just want to take this moment to reach across space and time to connect heart to heart and mind to mind. That which allows my eyes to see and allows my ears to hear looks back at me and listens to me through you. So, taking that thought, I invite you just to gently close your eyes if that's comfortable and drop inward, breathing into your heart, allowing your breath to deepen even deeper, down all the way into your belly. Just allow your body to soften. Breathe into the chair supporting you, all the way down to your pelvic bowl. Allow the breath to sink even deeper down into the earth. And as you inhale, inhale up from the earth, that wonderful earth that nourishes and supports us, provides everything we need for physical form here on this planet. And just breathe in. Allow it to nourish you. Settling into the trunk of your body, feeling that home space, whether that's centered for you is your belly or your heart. It doesn't matter. Just feel into that deep inner space that is your physical home here, your temple body. And as you breathe into this space, I invite you to exhale with the sound ah. Just inhaling possibility, potential. And exhaling ah. Inhaling again and exhaling ah. Feel yourself expanding outward to the cosmos, to the great wholeness that is our source, inward and outward. Inhaling from that divine source and exhaling. Ah. With the next inhalation, I invite you just to feel that channeling, centering with an ooh sound. Ooh. Inhaling again, drawing in all that wonderful energy from source and centered and channeled along your spine, into your heart, into your belly, into your base. Ooh. One more time. Ooh. Ooh. And now allow it to land and integrate. So inhaling again. Next time, as we inhale and draw forth creative source energy, I invite you to exhale, going through all three sounds. Ah, ooh, One more time. Ah, ooh, And one more. Ah, ooh, Take some time now in the silence just to feel that energy land and integrate. In celebration and gratitude for the awareness that this is here for us all the time. We are truly grateful. Amen. And with that, I invite you to return to this space and time, to sharing your consciousness with mine, as we talk about ahas. And those great ahas. What is an aha? We taught the Daily Word spoke to us about aha moments and what they are. And it's really that, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So talking about the ahas, and you'll notice that the ah comes first and the ha, laughter, joy. This is about fun, keeping it light. So how to stay centered no matter what? The Charles Fillmore gave us the awareness of our 12 powers of humanity, those innate powers within us. And the one that we're focused, as we mentioned earlier, is the spiritual understanding. And I invite us just to affirm together, I know everything is unfolding for my highest good. So what is the aha moment? That sudden inspiration, comprehension, realization, awareness, recognition, insight, the answer. That's when you're wrestling with something, or you're just peacefully still, and all of a sudden the clouds part, cue orchestra, everything brightens up and you get it at some new level, whatever it is. And maybe it's an answer, or maybe it's the name you've been trying to remember for the last 3 hours, or maybe it's feeling the presence of the divine as you're looking at a sunset. I think anyone who's been on the spiritual journey for any length of time knows what the aha moment feels like. And we love them, right? And so it's like, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just sort of create them on command? And the reality is, bummer, doesn't usually work that way. We can't determine how they show up. They can show up through our body, through our mind, through our emotions. They can show up through our spirit or through the environment around us. And they can be triggered by pretty much anything. They're just all of a sudden, aha, there it is. How come I didn't see it before? So the frustrating thing about them is, like I said, they're not available on command. And they're not always very predictable, other than to say they're not usually predictable. And we can't dictate how, when, or what will show up when it comes to an aha. Often it's the realization of, I didn't know what I didn't know. And it's like, wow. The other frustrating thing about them is that when we have attachment to outcome, we block them. And low frequencies block them. What do I mean by low frequencies? Frustration, anger, resentment, feeling the desperate need for an answer. Usually when we're in that space of, I just need to know now. That's not when the aha moment will usually happen. So how do we court our muse? Or how do we make ourselves available to these aha moments? The one thing is to understand how it works. And really, it's understanding spiritual principle. It's the application of unity principles. So principles number 2, unity principle number 1 is that there is only one great wholeness, the great allness, of which we're a part, which is unity principle number 2. We are a part of that wholeness. We are a part of the divine. We're not separate from it. So therefore, we have access to it. And when we understand these principles and apply them and live them, then we know that aha moments are possible. And we know that they're possible for us. We can take it personally by virtue of our divinity. We don't have to earn them. We don't have to be particularly good. We don't have to be or do anything different than who we are. We just have to be open to the possibility. So that knowing that aha moments they are an innate aspect of divine understanding available to everyone, and I'm no exception. I invite you to really affirm that and own it. I'm not an exception to this law. Aha moments are available to me. Therefore, we can make ourselves available to them. And so what do I mean by making ourselves available to them? The first of all is to expect them. And the trick with expecting them is that we have to do it without attachment. When we have attachment to outcome, then suddenly we're blocking them. We're creating resistance to it. So it's, how do we bring ourselves to that space of being, of knowing that they're there, knowing that they're available, and trusting that they'll show up in their own sweet time, just at the right moment, in the right way. And becoming present. So being present, that's when we bring our mind back from projected into the future with worry or anxiety. We bring our mind back from the way it's always happened in the past. And we bring it present to what's happening in this moment. There's nothing more powerful than taking a deep breath and bringing yourself to the presence. That's, where our meditation practices serve us so well, because they're so good at bringing us to the now moment. And when we don't have access to that, the mosquito that is so annoying is happening in this now moment. Recognizing it and focusing on it and going, yeah, this is my reality in this moment. And the mosquito can be anything. It's whatever's in your present moment that is affecting you in the moment. And just feeling its presence, feeling your presence with that sawabona connection, that awareness of, let's make this moment sacred between the two of us, me and whatever it is that I'm in context of. So principles 3 and 4, because miracles show up in the now moment. That's why that is the being in the presence is so important. So principles 3 and 4, raising frequency. Unity principle number 3 is the law of mind action. Some refer to it as the law of attraction. So the frequency that we're radiating out is the frequency that the universe can reflect back to us. And that is the frequency that is going to be reflected to us. So that's the frequency that's available to us. So the more we can raise our frequency, the more those aha moments can be available to us. It's like, I think it was Nikola Tesla that or it might have been Einstein that said the solution to a problem is not found in the mind, or cannot be created by the mind that created the problem. We have to rise above that. And that's about finding that higher frequency. And it doesn't have to be on the same subject, which is the part that I have found particularly helpful. Getting curious instead of furious. So when we get curious about, what could happen here? What potentials or possibilities are available to me from this situation or this circumstance? Questioning, like, is there another way I could look at this? Are there opportunities here? So bringing that sense of wonder and curiosity, that is a surefire way to attract the muse, to open to our higher consciousness, to open to the divine within, to our creative source energy, to God, to our angels. Curiosity is an openness, is an expansiveness. The more we can dive into it, the more we become available. Relax, breathe, self-care. We've all heard on airplanes where we're told to make sure we put on our own oxygen mask first. And this is not a selfish thing. We understand how the principle works on the airplane with the oxygen mask. You can't be of any help to anyone else until your nourishment in that way is taken care of. And the trick is to apply that to the rest of our world, that until we raise our own frequency to above zero, we're not contributing in a positive way to the world around us, to the field of energy around us. So what will it take to bring up our frequency? And I know for myself that trying to push or force myself into an action, usually it's some sort of I should get this done, or I should get that done. If I can take the couple of minutes to reframe it so that I'm coming from a space of, I get to do this, or I get to do that, or this will feel so good when it's done. The frequency through which I can do it makes all of a sudden things go a whole lot more smoothly, and supports and solutions pop up in unexpected ways. It's really about that being in the flow and aligned with our higher self. Feeling gratitude and appreciation raises frequency. And maybe the gratitude and appreciation is for having a bunch of tools to deal with whatever's showing up in the moment. Or maybe it's about having the opportunity to connect with creativity. Pray and meditate. When we make a practice of prayer and meditation, those are the acts of listening inward, making ourselves available to the divine. It's a habit of listening for our inner guidance. And the more, and like anything else, like any other muscle, we get better at it with practice. So being prayed up or meditated up or tapped in, tuned in, makes us, again, more available to the inspiration that is all around us all the time. Taking the time to make that conscious connection to source, whether that's through prayer and meditation, or whether that's through, connecting heart to heart with our cat, or, taking that inward journey to just become aware of what stories the head is telling, or, what's really happening in sensation within our body. There's so many different ways to do this, and they all count. They all contribute to making us available to those aha moments. Affirmations, a couple of my favorites. When I'm feeling pulled out of that alignment with myself, and I invite you to affirm it with me together. Everything always works out for me. I can't wait to see the blessings. Or it's all good in the end, and if it's not good, it's not the end. I don't need to know how it'll work out. I just need to trust that it will work out, and that, there's a part of me that's on it. And I am open and receptive to whatever it is that I need to be or do to respond in a way that is helpful. And then principle number 5. And again, that Einstein, the formulation of the problem is often more essential than the solution, which may be merely a matter of experimental or mathematical skill. And this has been the one that has been in my face so much this week, is the awareness of, Jesus said, ask and it is given. He didn't say, conclude and it is given. And the aha for me this week was how often my questions that I thought were questions were actually more conclusions or parameters on the universe than actually open-ended questions. For example, I am healed, whole, and healthy, and, show me what foods I need to eat that will serve my body well. And it's like, well, that narrows it down to my wellness, having something to do with the specific foods that I eat. And another sort of more obvious example is, the fellow that's trapped on the desert island who has managed to put together a raft, and he's desperate to find a sail for it. And this rubber dinghy floats up on the beach, and he's so excited about seeing seeing this piece of rubber that he cuts it up to make a sail for his makeshift raft. So taking and in doing so, like he obviously created a lot more work for himself, and perhaps the dinghy that was right there would have been, you know, a better solution to his desire to get off the island. And I find that so often the parameters that I put on a problem, if I reframe the problem, all of a sudden the solution becomes obvious. Another example is Einstein, you know, when he said that if I was given a problem to solve and my life depended on it, an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I would spend the first 55 minutes defining the problem carefully. And once I had the clear question, then I'd solve it in the last 5 minutes. And so often I've found that those aha, oh, the moi, where I all of a sudden get it, it was in the formulation of the appropriate question. And so just getting into the practice of opening to what that looks like. Practice asking and listening. So that practice of asking and listening. And again, that's the practice of prayer and meditation. We can go through the motions of praying a rote prayer, or, you know, the close your eyes, sit in the stillness, done my meditation, tick, and forget that it's the intention under it, or the intention within it, where there is an awful lot of power. And that intention can be being open and receptive to the creative source within us. It can be to connecting with the Christ within. Or it can be more specific. There's two wonderful unity ministers, Catherine Ponder and Eric Butterworth. Catherine Ponder was in California and Eric Butterworth was in New York. And they beautifully modeled sort of the two different approaches that you can take. Catherine Ponder was all about specific, specific, specific. Be specific what you want. You prayed it into your life. You can pray it out of your life if it's not exactly right. And Eric Butterworth was way more about the, you know, Spirit knows what you need. Get clear on the vibration, the frequency, the feeling of what you want. Are you wanting to feel joy, or are you wanting to feel adventure, or are you wanting to feel security? And pray from that space, so that it's not, and let Spirit provide the answers to what the best way for that to look like, what that would be. And so both of them modeled and demonstrated beautifully that both are valuable options, and being aware of what tools are available and how to use them can be hugely helpful. So notice and celebrate ahas when they happen. It's amazing how many times we get a solution in a day and we don't notice it, or we attribute it to something else. You know, that the person praying fervently for and visualizing for a parking spot as they're going to the airport, and they get to the airport and there's one right there, and they say, "Oh, never mind, God, I got one." And so that awareness of when they're showing up, when our prayers are answered, notice it, celebrate it, feel into what you were feeling that made you available to it, so that you can practice that more often. Gratitude and appreciation. The word appreciate means to expand, you know, appreciate, grow in value. And so the practice of appreciating our ahas as they happen makes us more available to them happening more often. Making a habit of being in the flow and making a habit of miracles, you know, whether it's journaling them, keeping track of when they happen. Spirit knows no difference between big and small, because Spirit is infinite. It's us that labels things big and small. And we can get the idea that something is too small to count. It's not really a miracle that I found my pen. It was right here 10 minutes ago, and the fact that I've been looking for it for 10 minutes You know, it's still a wonderful thing that it turned up. Thank you, God. Celebrate. Amen. And then next time, celebrate when the pen is right there when you needed it. And then when you're experiencing the remission of the 4th stage cancer, then you know that that flow was there. It's the same energy. It's the same source. It's tapping into the same thing. So that it's not bigger. Bless whatever is, open to possibility and grow from there. That's where our ahas come from. And I'd like to close with what we started with in the meditation, the practice of receiving the ah, ooh, mm. And you go, so what does this have to do with the practice of receiving? Well, if you can imagine an aha moment that you've had where you go, ah, or ah, or ah, you know, that parting of the clouds, that shining of the sun, that cueing the orchestra, whatever image you like for that. Feel it, practice feeling that feeling. And then allowing that energy to channel in, to focus, to come into embodiment, embodying it with the ooh, ooh, I get it. Ooh, you know, I could apply it here, I could apply it there. Ooh, I can run with this. Ooh, this is something I can work with. Ooh, just feeling it coming in. Ooh, breathing it into your body. Ooh. And then the final one with the integrating it, making it yours, landing it in the base of your body or all the way through your body. Just feeling that And when you think about it, that really is the energy of receiving. Ah, ooh, And by actually practicing it in the form of verbal vibration as part of a meditation, or as, you know, humming while you're walking down the street, or however you want to practice that chant or that toning, it's amazing how it gives you the practice for becoming aware of, noticing, and receiving those wonderful aha moments that just are so tasty and sweet in life. So holding the vision, trusting the process, it's all good in the end. If it's not good, it's not the end. Every question has an answer, and the aha feels and tastes so good. It's one of the best parts of the spiritual journey from my perspective. Anyway, so that is the message for today, and I hope there's a piece in there that feels right for you. So Delaney has a wonderful song to bring us back to ourselves and celebrate the alignment of who we are. I can just click my stop share. There we go. Thank you, Delaney.
I walked into the room, I saw a mirror, saw a glimpse of me. What I saw didn't look like me, but what I could see. I walked right up to the mirror, stared gracefully.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sheila, for your message. And thank you, Delaney, for your heartwarming and delightful songs.